Welcome to yet another very important history session where we will be discussing about some of the most important personalities who made their definitive contributions during the freedom struggle. So if you see during the freedom struggle, one could see mass movements such as the non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. So during these movements, strikes were organized, protests were organized, boycotts were held, people held demonstrations to challenge the British rule. Not only that, there were so much of intellectual and ideological contributions during the freedom struggle. So Indian intellectuals like Jawaharlal Nehru, Bhagat Singh, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Rabindranath Tagore, all of them provided their intellectual leadership. They influenced the nationalist ideologies. They articulated their visions for an independent India. And moreover, we all know pretty well that Gandhi's non-violent resistance proved to be a great thorn in the flesh of the British. In fact, during the freedom struggle, Indians went on to establish political organizations in the country for the first time, like the Indian National Congress and the All India Muslim League. In fact, these nationalist leaders like Rabindranath Tagore and Bankim Chandra Chatterjee played a very important role in emphasizing the importance of Indian culture, literature, and art. Women were not to be left behind. That is a saying that if women are left behind, the nation will never attain complete development. So women's participation in the freedom struggle was of great significance. Leaders like Sarojini Naidu, Annie Besant, Kamala Nehru played a very important role. I'm just mentioning the important names, but there were so many unsung leaders whose contribution played a vital role in driving the British out of India. And not only this, there were leaders like Subhash Chandra Bose and Bhagat Singh who relied on armed resistance against the British, and to an extent they were also successful. So collectively, these contributions by Indians in the freedom struggle led to the eventual independence on 15th of August 1947. So with this introduction, it's now time to look at some of the most important personalities that you have to revise for your examinations. So without wasting any further time, let me get the act together and start the discussion on the first personality. So these are the personalities that we are going to basically be discussing in this particular video. Okay, we're going to discuss Subhash Chandra Bose, Maulana Hazrat Mohani, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru. We'll be discussing Pandurang Kankoje, and then Raja Mahendra Pratap and Maulana Barkatullah. They are in the news. We'll look at why they are in the news and we'll discuss about them. And then we'll discuss about the grand old man of India, Dadabhai Nauroji and Yusuf Mehroli, who's affectionately remembered till today for doing something very significant. And then we'll look at some of the leaders of the Quit India movement. And finally, we'll look at Vinayak Damodar Savarkar and close our video. Okay, so in that way, the first leader that we're going to look at today is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So we all know that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose passed the civil service examination in 1920 in England, but he left it on Gandhiji's call of non-cooperation movement. So with regard to Subhash Chandra Bose, you have to remember that he had founded the Independence for India League with Jawaharlal Nehru. Remember, Independence for India League with Jawaharlal Nehru was founded by Subhash Chandra Bose. And you'll remember another important point. He was elected the president of the INC at its Haripura session in 1938 and at the Tripuri session in 1939. But it was in the Tripuri session that he resigned from the presidency due to differences with Gandhi. So you will have to find out the person who he defeated. That's a question that's often asked in the exam. And in 1939, he founded the Forward Bloc and the Kisan Sabha. Okay. And during the Second World War, he escaped to Berlin in 1941 and he met Hitler. So he took charge of the Indian Army Azad Hind Force in 1943 in Singapore, and he set up a provincial government there. That is something that had brought him back to the forefront during the election campaign this year. So Kangana Ranaut went on to the extent of calling him as the first Prime Minister of India. So people believe that he died in a plane crash in 1945. Okay, so he's known for raising slogans like Delhi Chalo. Okay, he's known for raising slogans like Delhi Chalo and Jai Hind. Okay, and his autobiography is titled as The Indian Struggle. Okay, his autobiography is titled as The Indian Struggle. So these are the things that you'll keep in mind about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The next leader we're going to look at is Maulana Hazrat Mohani. So who is this Maulana Hazrat Mohani? He was a renowned poet, freedom fighter and a political activist during the Indian independence movement. Okay, so he's someone who actively participated in revolutionary movements, and for that he was also jailed multiple times. Okay, for involving himself in anti-British activities. Okay, and in fact, you have to remember him for opposing special privileges to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. Okay, so he questioned the discrimination in granting concessions to Sheikh Abdullah, citing the arbitrary nature of such a provision. Okay, so that's something that you'll have to keep in mind. So if you see, in the year 1903, Maulana Hazrat Mohani started a magazine called Urdu-e-Maula. Keep that in mind, Urdu-e-Maula. So in this magazine, he published articles against imperialist oppression and wrong policies of the British. Okay, and he also associated himself with the Indian National Congress till 1907. And in the year 1907, you know what happened with regard to the Indian National Congress? There was the Surat split, and extremists were expelled, and he walked out of the Congress along with Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, so this Maulana Hazrat Mohani was an active member of the Communist Party. Then he realigned his political ideology as a communist, and he was actively involved with their party, and he was imprisoned once again in 1925. Okay, so many believe that he wrote the slogan Inquilabad Zindabad in 1921, and this Inquilabad Zindabad slogan, which was written by him, was later made popular by Bhagat Singh. Okay, so his collection of poetry is known as Kuliyat-e-Hasrat. Okay, Kuliyat-e-Hasrat. So this Kuliyat-e-Hasrat holds a very important place in Urdu literature. Okay, so Maulana Hazrat Ali played a very important, Hazrat Mohani played a very important role in elevating the status of Urdu Ghazal and showcasing its relevance in the societal and political context. Okay, so you have to remember these points about Maulana Hazrat Mohani. For more details, you can look into these cards. So next up, we are going to look at three important figures. I've placed the card of Bhagat Singh here, but we are going to look at all these three figures: Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev. Why are they very important year after year? Because India every year on March 23rd observes the Shahid Divas. Why do they observe the Shahid Divas? They observe the Shahid Divas to mark the death anniversary of Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev, the revolutionary leaders who were hanged at the Lahore Central Jail on March 23rd of 1931. So what is this Lahore conspiracy case? In the year 1928, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru plotted the assassination of SP James Scott in Lahore. Why did they plot the assassination? To avenge the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Okay, so instead, Assistant Superintendent of Police John Saunders was shot dead. They mistook Saunders for Scott, and Saunders was killed. So in 1929, Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt hurled bombs in the Central Assembly Hall in Delhi. So for this act, they were later arrested. So Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev were together hanged on 23rd of March 1931. Now let us look at Bhagat Singh. So Bhagat Singh, you know pretty well, he was born in Faisalabad district of Punjab in 1907. Okay, so in 1923 he joined the National College in Lahore. This National College had a connection with Bhagat Singh because this was a college that was founded by Lala Lajpat Rai. Okay, this National College is a Swadeshi institution that was founded by Lala Lajpat Rai. That's why he was patriotic towards Lala Lajpat Rai, who was called the Lion of Punjab. Okay, so in the year 1924, Bhagat Singh became the member of the Hindustan Republican Association. So the Hindustan Republican Association, you have to remember, was started by Sachindranath Sanyal. Okay, Sachindranath Sanyal was the one who started this particular Hindustan Republican Association, but its organizer was Chandrasekhar Azad. Okay, in 1925, Bhagat Singh started the Naujawan Bharat Sabha. So this Naujawan Bharat Sabha was a military youth organization. Okay, Naujawan Bharat Sabha was a military youth organization. Okay, in 1926, he established the Workers and Peasants Party. Okay, so he established the Workers and Peasants Party. So he was in 1927 arrested on charges of association with the Kakori conspiracy case. Okay, and then in 1928, the name of Hindustan Republican Association was changed to Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. He was involved with it. Okay, in 1931 he was executed. Fine. So that's about Bhagat Singh. The second person is Rajguru. Okay, so Rajguru was someone who was well versed in Indian scriptures. Okay, so this Rajguru joined the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association in his late teens, and people used to refer to this Rajguru as gunman of the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. Gunman. Remember, Rajguru is the gunman. Okay, so he was 22. He was only 22 when he achieved his martyrdom. And then the next person we're going to look at is Shukdev. So Shukdev joined the Navjawan Bharat Seva. Okay, so he also participated in the activities of the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. So together, all these three attained martyrdom. Okay, martyrdom. The next person we're going to look at is Pandurang Sadasiv Kankoje. Okay, Pandurang Sadasiv Kankoje. So why are we discussing about this personality? The statue of this freedom fighter is soon going to be unveiled in Mexico. By this time, it is actually unveiled. Okay, so he was not only a freedom fighter, but he was also a foremost agricultural scientist. Okay, so this person was greatly inspired by the nationalist work of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and he was also someone who drew a lot of inspiration from the French and the American Revolution. Fine, so he basically developed revolutionary ideas, okay, by getting training abroad in revolutionary methods and militaristic strategy. Okay, in fact, he spent time with the nationalists from Japan and China, and eventually he moved to the US. So in the US, he meets Lala Hardayal. Okay, so along with Lala Hardayal, he involves himself with the Ghadar party. Okay, he involves with the Ghadar party, and so what happened was he played a very important role during the First World War, where he spent his time in Mexico. Okay, and then he became a professor of agriculture in the National School of Agriculture near Mexico City. Okay, so this person researched on corn, wheat, pulses, and rubber, and he developed frost and drought resistant varieties. Okay, so he played a very important role to bring in the Green Revolution in Mexico. Okay, and later on, the American agronomist Dr. Norman Borlaug, called the father of Green Revolution in India, brought the Mexican wheat variety to Punjab. So this person had played a very important role in the Green Revolution in Mexico. Okay, so they basically revere him in Mexico as a great agricultural scientist. Okay, so that's the significance of this person. Okay, so in fact, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Om Birla, recently unveiled Kankoje's statue during his visit to Mexico. Okay, so that's the significance about this personality. Next up, we are going to look at Barkatullah. Okay, Maulana Barkatullah. There was this controversy about who was India's first Prime Minister. Barkatullah served as India's first Prime Minister even without coming to India way back in 1915 itself, when a provincial government was established in Kabul. Okay, so we had already seen about it. Okay, so he was a friend of the Afghan Emir. Okay, and he was also the editor of the Kabul newspaper Sirajul Akbar. Okay, and Maulana Barkatullah was one of the founders of this Ghadar party. Okay, Ghadar party was established in 1913 at San Francisco. Okay, so on the 1st of December 1915, he became the first Prime Minister of the provincial government of India that was established in Kabul. Okay, so we have already seen about him in a separate video, so you can basically look at that video for more information. The next person is Raja Mahendra Pratap, who served as the first president of the provincial government that was set up at Kabul. Okay, so he was a social reformer. He was a freedom fighter, journalist, writer, revolutionary, a person who wore multiple hats up his sleeve. Okay, so he was someone who basically made a lot of contributions in the field of education. Okay, he established the Prem Mahavidyalaya. This was a polytechnic college in Vrindavan. Okay, he gave his own residence to establish the first technical school of the country. Okay, the government of India basically issued a postal stamp in his honor in 1979. Okay, and an additional fact about this person is that he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1932 for his participation in Gandhi's movement in South Africa. Okay, so in fact, people say that he met Vladimir Lenin in 1919, 2 years after the Russian Revolution. Okay, he is also said to have visited Tibet to meet the Dalai Lama. Okay, so he had great contacts all over the world. Okay, so that's the significance about Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh. So you can expect questions about personalities like that. The next person is Dadabhai Nauroji. Okay, we all know Dadabhai Nauroji as the grand old man of India. Okay, so he's considered to be the first person to demand Swaraj in the Calcutta session of the Indian National Congress. Okay, so apart from the grand old man of India, he's also given another title. The other title is Indian Gladstone. Okay, Indian Gladstone is the other title that's given to Dadabhai Nauroji. Okay, he has another distinction, which is he's the first Indian to be selected to the House of Commons. Okay, so he was selected as a member of the House of Commons. He represented the Liberal Party of UK at that time. Okay, so till today we remember him for highlighting the draining of wealth from India by the British and its effect. In its book, he wrote a book called Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. Okay, this book was published in 1901. So he spoke about the drain of wealth theory. The next person is Yusuf Meher. Okay, so he was a socialist leader, and in 1942, this Yusuf Meher was elected as the Bombay mayor. Okay, and at that same year, he was imprisoned in Yerawada Central Prison. Okay, and we remember him for being the founder of the National Militia, Bombay Youth League, and the Congress Socialist Party. Okay, and he's also someone who played a very important role in several peasant and trade union movements. Okay, so he is the one who coined the slogan Simon Go Back. Remember that during the Simon Commission's visit, everywhere you could hear the slogan Simon Go Back. It is Yusuf Meher who basically coined the slogan. Not only that, he was the one who coined the term Quit India. Okay, and he was also part of the Quit India movement along with Gandhi for India's last nationwide campaign for independence. Okay, so he participated in the underground movement and he played a very important role during that time. Okay, next up, we're going to look at some of the leaders of the Quit India movement. Okay, for example, we'll look at the underground movement, which was pretty famous at that time. For example, Jayaprakash Narayan. Okay, Jayaprakash Narayan, Ram Nandan Mishra played an important role in the underground movement. You have to concentrate on them. Okay, and underground social activities were carried out by leaders like Aruna Asaf Ali, Ram Manohar Lohia, Achyut Patwardhan, Suchita Kripalani, and Biju Patnaik. Biju Patnaik is Naveen Patnaik's father. Okay, Naveen Patnaik's father. All these people played a very important role during the Quit India movement by staying away from the vision of the British. They were working underground. Okay, so I'll repeat the names again. You have to identify them. Aruna Asaf Ali, Ram Manohar Lohia, Achyut Patwardhan, Suchita Kripalani, and Biju Patnaik. They are the ones you're supposed to concentrate on. And then question could also be asked about Usha Mehta. Usha Mehta started the underground Congress radio from Bombay. That was a very important development. Okay. Apart from that, try to revise something about Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. Okay. So this Rajkumari Amrit Kaur was a freedom fighter from Punjab. Okay. So she was arrested during the Quit India movement, and later after independence, she was appointed as India's first health minister. Okay. So she was the one who founded the Indian Council of Child Welfare. Okay, and also she was the one who founded the All India Women's Conference. The name is Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. Okay. Now next we're going to look at Annie Besant. Okay, we all know Annie Besant was the founder of the Theosophical Society. So she started the Home Rule League as well. The other one was started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So she established a central Hindu school and college at Banaras. Okay, so she became the first women president of the Indian National Congress. Okay, she presided over the Calcutta session of the Indian National Congress in the year 1917. Okay, so she had differences with Gandhiji. Okay, because she agreed with the Government of India Act of 1919, which Gandhiji did not agree to. The newspapers that she started were New India and Commonweal. Okay, keep that in mind. So she is known for preparing the Lotus Song. A translation of Gita into English is also something that she basically boasts of. Okay, and finally we're going to look at Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, popularly known as Veer Savarkar. Okay, he was a poet, scholar, social worker, whatever, revolutionary from Maharashtra. Okay, so he founded this Mitra Mela. Mitra Mela was founded in 1889. Mitra Mela means Assembly of Friends. Okay, and later he renamed it as the Abhinav Bharat Society. Okay, that was in 1904. Mitra Mela to Abhinav Bharat Society. Okay, so he also founded the Free India Society in London in 1906. Okay, so he was the one who described the revolt of 1857 as the first war of independence in his book Indian War of Independence. Okay, and he was arrested for his involvement in the Nasik conspiracy case. Okay, and in 1937 he was elected as the president of the Hindu Mahasabha. So he also had a very lengthy prison stint in the cellular jail of Port Blair, Andaman Nicobar Islands. Okay, and he was also one of the convicts in the Mahatma Gandhi assassination case. Okay, so that's about Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Okay, that's about Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. So having discussed about Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, we have come to the end of our discussion. Okay, so for aspirants taking up prelims 2024, we have covered most of the topics in our Lakshya 2024 program. So you can go through them by following the link in the description. For laying your hands on Optima cards that you saw in the previous slides, you can contact the number in the bottom of the cards. Okay, and we also run a current affairs session in the weekends. So for up-to-date knowledge on current developments, you can join our weekend sessions. Okay, so for more such videos, please like and subscribe to our channel. You will be receiving a couple of videos on social reformers of modern India, and also you'll be getting videos on the tribal leaders who played an important role in the freedom struggle. Okay, 2 more videos are coming up for your well-being, so please do support our channel, follow it, like the videos, and subscribe. Thank you so much for patiently listening. Have a wonderful day.